let me tell you something. Threadlings have never been better than in this season right now, and I was thinking to myself, I wonder how strong summoning a constant army of murder bots and slaughter drones would actually be in endgame content, and it did really well. So in today's build video, I'm going to outline completely what I think is the best way to generate threadlings constantly and absolutely wreak havoc on endgame content. So after this, you should definitely go and give it a try for yourself. If you find the build kind of cool, then please leave a like on the video to let me know, and if you tweak anything or have suggestions on how to improve, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely give it a try. If you find yourself enjoying my other content as well, please consider subscribing too. Thanks. Now let's jump into it and break down the subclass. I'll leave a dim link in the description for anyone that wants to check it out, but the focus is all on threadlings in endgame content, so we're prioritizing anything that improves survivability or helps generate threadlings. The only option worth discussing amongst the abilities is the grenade, and I'm just suggesting grapple grenade. With the other abilities, there's either no option or it's personal preference, so I'm just opting for grapple instead of threadling thanks to its ability to combo infinitely with the aspect mind spun invocation. See, this aspect buffs all your grenades, and for grapple it spawns 3 threadlings on impact. This basically turns it into a base threadling grenade, but if we grapple to either a grapple point or a tangle, we can have infinite grenades, and that means infinite threadlings. The other aspect we're going to run is Weaver's Call, which is basically the de facto king of aspects for threadlings. Activating your class ability launches all of your perched threadlings, and dealing any kind of damage or defeating targets will generate perched threadlings. For your fragments, go with Thread of Warding for access to woven mail from orb pickups, Thread of Rebirth so that strand weapons can generate threadlings on final blows, Thread of Evolution to buff your threadlings, and then finally Thread of Ascent so that every time you grapple it reloads your weapons, but the final fragment could honestly be swapped out for Thread of Finality so that finishers generate threadlings. It's really up to user preference. Now let's chat about the loadout. Mint Retrograde is a must-have in the kinetic slot. With the right build, you can use Mint like it's a primary weapon, and that's pretty much what I do. The only perk that I strongly recommend is Envious Arsenal in the 3rd column, because it increases the ammo generation stat of Mint by 20, allowing you to make more special ammo and continue using it like it's a primary. In your energy slot, use something that handles anti-champions, like an SMG or a hand cannon. I'm in love with Mida Mini Tool at the moment for its attrition orbs and burning ambition combo, allowing you to generate special earlier in an activity thanks to special finisher. And in your heavy slot, pick something that works well with your build, like Finality's Augur or Acreus, or even Boomslang. It will probably depend on the activity that you're doing, but the build isn't dependent upon any one specific weapon, meaning run whatever you want. Now for your armor stats, I strongly recommend getting at least 160 weapon stat. It should be relatively easy to hit 160 weapons with 4 legendary pieces of armor with the gunner archetype, but the higher the weapon stat the better, as this allows special ammo bricks to contain more ammo and allow you to use Mint like a primary weapon. For the remainder of your stats, none of them increase the damage of threadlings directly, so try to spread them evenly across the board, getting as close to 100 as possible so that you have better ability regen overall and a stronger gameplay loop. Now, as you can see, the exotic we're rocking is Swarmers. This gives us yet another way to generate threadlings, and it also allows threadlings to unravel targets that they damage. This is great for general ad clear, as the unraveling needles spread out and deal damage to all of the enemies around, which works really well with the threadling generation from Weaver's Call. For your armor mods, on your helmet, run double special finder to boost the ammo generation of all of your weapons, and a harmonic siphon which becomes a strand siphon thanks to our subclass. On your gauntlets, run a strand reloader to make Mint feel even better, then a grenade siphon in case you land a kill with the grapple grenade, as well as focusing strikes that you can generate class ability energy. On your chest piece, if you're running a Mint with Envious Arsenal, then I suggest only 2 strand ammo generation mods, and this will leave 1 slot open for a damage resist mod of your choice. My personal preference is Concussive Dampener, but run whatever suits you. On your boots, run stacks on stacks to give you an additional armor charge per orb, then also a strand scavenger to give you more ammo per brick for Mint. The last mod can be whatever you want. I just suggest a scavenger mod that matches your heavy weapon to improve the ammo economy of that as well. Finally, on your class item, run Special Finisher and Proximity Ward to generate special ammo with your finishes, and then a Reaper mod as well, so that every time you use your class ability to throw out your Threadlings, you'll also generate an Orb of Power on your next weapon kill. The artifact actually has a ton of mods that work with this build, but I feel like I yap way too much when talking about the artifact, so I'll keep it brief. In the second column, grab Diviner's Discount for cheaper scavenger mods, Tightly Woven for ability stats when you have Woven Mail, and Threadling Proliferation to make more Threadlings from mint kills. In the third column, Refresh Threads to give you ability energy on Tangle Pickup, and Pack Tactics to buff Threadlings with increased damage and unstoppable capabilities. In the fourth column, run Elemental Coalescence to help make even more Tangles, and Energy Acceleration so that mint itself puts out even more damage. And finally, in the last column, run Elemental Overdrive so that when you pick up a Tangle, your strand weapons gain increased damage, and Tangled Web so that when you create a Tangle, enemies around the Tangle become suspended. Now the gameplay loop is pretty straightforward and I love it. Simply focus on getting some special ammo for mint, either by ammo generation or special finisher, then start clearing the room with mint while spamming your abilities. This will allow you to generate a ton of Threadlings with barely any cooldown. Thanks to the way Pack Tactics works, if you keep a constant stream of Threadlings spawning, then the damage of the Threadlings will rapidly go up. The damage scales really quickly, but flattens out after about 4 or 5 Threadlings, so the damage increase is still very good, but you don't have to worry if you lose your stack of Pack Tactics, as it's very easy to get going again. Whenever you generate a Tangle, not only will it suspend some enemies, you can use this as an infinite grapple point, allowing you to spam your grenade ability and generate Threadlings with each hit. Grapple melee kills will trigger an orb from firepower, and multi-kills with mint will also net you a ton of orbs. With every 2 orbs of power that you get, you'll be lined up to perform a special finisher, but with a high enough weapon stat, you won't need to worry about special ammo unless you're DPSing a few bulky targets back to back. Typically Ragebanes in harder content fit this bill, as they can take quite a few shots to take down if you don't have any damage perks or damage buffs scaling with it. With so much outgoing damage ticking away at random enemies, you'll also generate a ton of grenade energy by default. So even if you don't have a Tangle, use your grenade regularly. It will be a great source of extra damage, orbs, Threadlings, and in addition to helping you generate your class ability energy. Also, there are a variety of benefits for focusing on killing strand debuff targets to make Threadlings, but honestly it won't matter as much as you will be generating a ton of Threadlings since Mint Retrograde is a special weapon. It's so easy to slay out with it. Now I'll be honest, my overall opinion of this build honestly surprised me. After playing with it for a few hours in Portal content, it honestly did way better than I expected. And the most important part of the build is that it was fun. It was fun to try something different. I knew Mint was going to be really powerful, but I had no idea that it could build into the Threadling generation so easily that it would push the ad clear potential so far off the charts. I could basically sit back and let my minions do all of the work. Because there's no real reliance on a specific heavy weapon, the build honestly works in most raid encounters as well, since you can run whatever is needed for that encounter and the build is barely affected. Not even the portal modifier starting ammo is a real problem for this build, as you can generate special ammo really easily if you have an attrition orb weapon paired with a single use of your abilities. So I hope you give the build a try for yourself. As I said at the start, I'll leave a dim link in the description if you want to use that as a reference for yourself. And please let me know in the comments if you think that I should try this build with a completely different fragment setup or a different stat spread, and I'll definitely give it a shot if you post one. So have fun out there, and thanks for watching.